From bubble beam minecarts to wind charge blasters, here are the best ways to travel in Minecraft. Everyone knows you can ride a pig, but how about a dragon? In the one block at a time update, when the dragon perches, you can jump on and steer it around. To bring the dragon to the overworld, simply ride it into the void, and you'll be teleported straight into the sky. Now you can fly through your world on a literal ender dragon, or just use it to grief your friend's house. With the /ride command, you can get on top of any mob. This lets you ride entities you normally can't, like villagers or even bees. However, I don't recommend riding a warden. Will blast you right off. Although this is a pretty cool feature, unfortunately, you can't control the movements of these mobs once you're mounted on them. When you eat a cake, the hitbox slightly changes shape. Each cake has 7 slices, so you can stack a bunch of partially eaten cakes on top to create a super steep staircase. Walking up it is very slow unless you've got a horse. It can zoom right up the stairs and is one of my favorite ways to travel. In survival mode, speed potions only go up to level 2. However, if you use commands, you can give yourself speed 255. Just taking a single step will make you whip past the world. When you move this fast, you can run over huge chasms without even pressing jump. You'll also move so quickly that you'll go over 1-block gaps even while holding down crouch. Be careful not to run too quickly though, or your world chunks will have trouble keeping up. If you want a reliable way to launch high into the air, use a TNT player launcher. This design is super simple, using only a few dispensers, redstone, and TNT. Once you're ready, just stand in the center and press the button to send yourself straight into the sky. However, if this isn't enough power for you, you can always stack a ton of dispensers to blast you high into space. I've been falling for 10 minutes. This is an obsidian boat. It was found in the Love and Hugs April Fool's update. Many players at this time wanted an easier way to cross large bodies of lava, so this new boat was teased. Unfortunately, the obsidian boat wasn't very fast because it just sank right when you placed it in lava. It's made out of obsidian, for goodness sake! However, in the following updates, Mojang added striders so we can waddle across the lava. This is the fastest horse you can get in survival Minecraft. It zips around the environment at super speeds. To get it, you had to type the secret code, "How do you turn this on?" in the 2D shareware April Fool's update. Once you spawn the horse in, you could easily just update your world to the latest version. Now, while an elytra is still faster than this, I prefer the horse since we can actually explore the land as opposed to just flying over it all. In the 1 block at a time April Fool's update, you can pick up and throw certain mobs, but that's not the coolest part. Holding onto certain mobs will give you superpowers. For instance, clutching a cave spider lets you climb vertical walls, while possessing an illusioner enables you to shoot arrows. Holding a magma cube grants fire resistance, and pigs magnetize you, pulling you towards blocks above. My personal favorite, holding a chicken allows you to flap through the sky. This has quickly become one of my favorite travel methods. A super simple flying machine can be made with just a few observers, pistons, and slime blocks. This machine is great for moving across your world while AFK, but make sure to be on peaceful mode or phantoms will hunt you down after a few nights. But if you want something a lot faster, you can build this contraption. It set the record for the fastest flying machine, traveling at 5 blocks per second. You should definitely buy this if you're planning to travel long distances or if you're being chased by enemies. Move quicker! The slowest naturally spawning horse runs at a top speed of only 4.74 blocks per second. That's slower than a sprinting player. However, when you breed 2 fast horses together, there's a chance their offspring will be even faster than both parents. By continuously breeding the fastest horses, you could eventually create the fastest natural horse, which runs at 14.23 blocks per second. If you're being chased by enemies and don't have any pearls to escape, do this. Use a punch bow to boost yourself across a large distance. It's particularly good for jumping over large chasms since your enemies will have trouble crossing over, while you can just boost over. The technique is, however, very hard to master. You need to aim your bow at roughly 45 degrees and time the shot so the arrow flies directly into you. Whee! You probably know that sprint jumping is quicker than normal sprinting, but to make it even faster, try sprinting with blocks overhead, as it drastically increases your speed. Next, replace the blocks beneath you with blue ice to further boost your speed. For an optimal setup, place trapdoors on the top blocks to lower the ceiling, maximizing your sprint jumping capability. This tactic will even let you jump over huge chasms. If there are too many entities in a small area, they'll start to cram and take damage. However, the entities also push against each other and build up a ton of momentum. So by cramming a bunch of boats into a single block like this, you'll create a knockback machine. Even slightly touching the boats will send you flying. It's an incredibly fast travel method, but probably not the most practical because all those entities lag your game a lot. It's no secret that powered rails aren't very fast. However, you can increase the minecart speed by placing rails in a spiral pattern like so. This setup makes the minecart travel faster because minecarts move quicker when turning. So by adding a bunch of turns, you'll move way quicker. I think I'm getting dizzy though. An alternate rail design is having them turn like so. Building it is quite annoying because you have to manually angle each rail, but the final result is definitely worth it. Riding one of these will make you zoom by, but it's kind of ridiculous how far we have to go for faster rails. This is a piston bolt. It uses pistons to quickly propel your minecart forward, making it one of the fastest travel methods. The piston bolt is particularly effective because the contraption also works diagonally and is great for traveling long distances. However, the main downside though is building it is super tedious since you need a ton of pistons and all the rails have to be angled just right. Boats are great for traversing large bodies of water, but did you know they work even better on ice? Boats travel at incredible speeds when gliding on ice. You can construct pathways of blue ice in the nether to speedily move between locations. This line of stationary minecarts gives us one of the fastest traveling methods. The minecarts themselves don't move. Instead, by aligning your crosshair and rapidly right-clicking through the line of minecarts, you can travel extremely quickly. The speed of travel depends on how fast you can click, making an auto-clicker a useful tool to zoom through the line. Everyone uses fireworks with an elytra, but there's something even better: Riptide Tridents. Riptide Tridents, when used with an elytra, are an incredibly powerful duo. They send you flying through the sky at high speeds, making rockets almost unnecessary. It's a great way to soar across the Minecraft world. However, it'll need to be raining for you to use a trident in the sky. Don't step on this TNT minecart! This is because it's not just one, but hundreds stacked into this one block. You're able to cram as many TNT minecarts as you want into a single block, and when you touch it, the TNT minecarts will all go off together and launch you light years into the sky. It's not a practical way to travel since you have to get loads of sand, gunpowder, and iron for the TNT minecarts, but if you're in creative, it's a cool experiment. Instead of using TNT to launch you, have it launch an ender pearl instead. You won't take damage from all the TNT, and you will be able to send the pearl far away. However, make sure the launcher isn't too powerful, or the ender pearl will end up in an unloaded chunk and never land. There's a way to travel millions of blocks in an instant. You may think I'm talking about the /TP command, but that's not it. It's by using an ender pearl stasis chamber. You can travel anywhere in the world, and once you're ready to return home, just have a friend activate the trapdoor and teleport you back. Or if you want to make an automatic one, set up a daylight sensor so the trapdoor will be automatically flipped whenever it turns night. A chunk loader will have to be built here as well though to keep the redstone loaded. Did you know minecarts can travel on water? On the Bedrock edition, you can send a minecart towards a bubble column and it will zip along surprisingly quickly. It's a great way to make your roller coasters much more exciting than the classic rails. In the Java edition, this method also works, but the minecart tends to slow down over time. However, there's a trick to keep it moving. Place a boat inside the minecart, and now the boat can efficiently ride on top of the bubbles. It's too good! This is an invisible elevator. From the outside, it looks like the player is just flying upwards, but behind these map arts are honey blocks and the bubble column. The elevator works because honey blocks are slightly smaller than a full block, so your hitbox just slightly touches the water column. Ladders are way too slow. A much faster way to ascend is by using a minecart elevator. It's similar to the minecart line, except made vertical. To ascend, right-click to hop from one minecart to another. If you prefer, you can replace the minecarts with boats for a similar effect. Before bubble columns and slime blocks were added, how did players build elevators? You'll only know this if you're a veteran. Although very difficult, elevators were primarily built out of pistons. You'd get pushed up all the way to the top by them. What's great about these elevators is that you can even press a button to go back downwards. Okay, I like this more than water columns. Most players know that furnace minecarts can push other minecarts, but a surprising twist is that it can pull them too. To do this, just make sure the minecarts are close enough to the furnace cart, then fuel it up. This setup allows the furnace minecart to pull multiple minecarts behind it, even uphill. However, make one turn and the entire train system will come undone. Okay, this is useless. Don't have any fireworks but want to fly? Just cram a bunch of mobs into a small area and jump inside. All those moving entities will collide with you and generate enough momentum for you to fly out. This is my favorite way to travel underwater. If you get a dolphin on a lead and use Death Strider boots, you'll practically be an underwater torpedo with how fast you move. The dolphin is pretty hard to catch, but it'll definitely be worth it if you're frequently exploring the oceans. Tele-bridging is one of the hardest bridging methods. It involves sprinting, jumping into the air, and then quickly turning around to place blocks behind you as you move forward. However, what's even harder is doing this on a horse. Pro player Teddy Nater was able to achieve this, and I can't imagine how long it took to master. This is ridiculous! In the Bedrock edition, you can just place a block right in front of you to bridge. It's so overpowered here that one user is able to bridge while moving forward on a horse. Okay, come on! Wall jumping doesn't exist in Minecraft, but this is the next best thing. When wearing leather boots, you're able to safely stand on top of powdered snow. So with only a single powdered snow bucket and some boots, you're able to jump up this entire wall. Did you know you could use a fishing rod on a boat? But here's the twist. With precise timing, you can pull a boat towards you and hop in at just the right moment to fly. You can create a huge pathway of ice in an instant. It's done by combining Frostwalker boots with a Riptide Trident. Aim the trident slightly downwards, release, and continue throwing it to maintain momentum. Now, I'm not too sure why you would want to do this, but it's a pretty cool trick. If you're going to war, consider turning your boat into a battleship. Maneuvering a boat while shooting a bow is challenging, but fortunately, a boat can accommodate 2 passengers. You can place a witch in the boat with you. The witch will not attack you, but will instead throw potions at external targets. Alternatively, you can substitute the witch with a guardian, which will shoot laser beams at nearby players. If you summon hundreds of wind charges in the same spot and then step on them, you'll be propelled high into the sky. But what if I told you this was possible in survival? By using cobwebs and pistons, you can trap and collect a massive number of wind charges in one area. Pro player Hectorus used this concept to build this wind charge contraption. It's able to store thousands of wind charges at once and send you super far away. It doesn't take too many blocks to build, but trapping the breeze will be the hardest part. Saddled pigs are pretty slow, but right-clicking the carrot on stick actually makes the pig speed up. What's even more surprising is that the heavy pigs can actually climb up ladders. They've got some pretty strong legs. When Endermen were first added to Minecraft, they could pick up any block, including bedrock and monster spawners. This could be abused and let players obtain illegal items in survival. Want the ultimate escape route? Just bring some leather boots and build a powdered snow wall. Now, if anyone tries to pass this wall, they'll freeze to death. But if you wear your trusty leather boots, you can scale the entire wall like a pro. You can ride boats down high cliffs and take no fall damage. But there are 2 amazing tricks you can do with boats. While the boat is falling, if you quickly leave it and re-enter constantly, the boat will fall down slowly. But there's another trick. If you quickly light the boat on fire and then ride it down, the boat will glide slower, allowing you to travel much further. Boats are the best! The Swift Sneak enchantment lets you travel super quickly, but most people use it wrong. The enchantment lets you move faster while shifting, but if you sprint right before pressing crouch, you'll go way quicker. But that's not it. You can go even faster by sprint jumping and holding crouch. Now you can escape your enemies without getting caught. Horses are amazing for overland travel, but can't swim, so water crossings can be very difficult. Luckily, their skeleton variants actually have a hidden ability. They can glide through the water. Just make sure you got a turtle helmet for the water breathing, so you don't drown while you're on a horse. Minecarts are amazing for transporting loot across your world, but crafting all the rails can take up a ton of iron. Instead, if you just place 3 minecarts on a single powered rail, the minecarts will move infinitely without rails. This will save so much iron. This jump is impossible to 99% of players. The only way to make this jump is by doing a secret technique. By turning 45 degrees midair, you can actually travel a bit further due to how Java Edition is coded. This method is called the 45-degree strafe and will give you about a 2% speed boost. It is the only way you can make this otherwise impossible jump. Ever wanted a flying pet? Well, when the Strider was first added, you could fishing rod it into the air, and when you got on, the Strider would stay in the sky, and you could waddle above your world. By quickly entering and leaving a boat, you can actually trick the game and make it lose track of where you are. You can wander across your entire world, but if you shift, you'll be teleported right back to the boat. This only worked on older versions of multiplayer and gained notoriety when YouTuber Fundy performed it on a livestream. Crawling is normally so slow, but by building a 1-block tall funnel, filling it with water, and trapping a dolphin nearby, you'll be given Dolphin's Grace, which lets you zoom through the tunnel. To make the travel method even faster, replace the floor with soul soil, and make sure your boots have Death Strider and Soul Speed. Now when you go through, you'll travel at light speed! There's a way to teleport thousands of blocks in survival. If you block a Ravager's attack with a shield, the Ravager will power up and knock all entities back. Using this mechanic, players can travel thousands of blocks almost instantly. Well, those are the greatest ways to travel. Subscribe for wind charges.